As you all know, today's session is about Agent Bricks. So, what are Agent Bricks? So, Agent Bricks is more kind of a low code framework for building your AI agents in a very seamlessly, effortlessly way. It is just like you can just describe your goal basically, and you can just simply connect your data, and like the Agent Bricks will take care of that, the remaining things. It is just a platform provided by Databricks just to build your AI agents, like production grade AI agents. They are not like simple AI agents, like more qualified production grade AI agents in a very effortless way. So before even like moving on very deep into Agent Bricks, I just would love to explain what are AI agents in first place. So only then you will get an idea about like what are AI agents and then how to connect that back to Agent Bricks. So I just take the next step and talk about what are AI agents. So AI agents are something like whenever you just like try to give a prompt, or whenever you're just like trying to interact with your AI agent, they'll just understand the goal first, and they'll just make a plan accordingly, and then they'll take required actions, which is corresponding to your requirement, and they will again like learn from the outcome, the previous outcome, and everything is like done without the human intervention. So all these steps are done automatically. So I would just like to give a simple example of the AI agents on a very day-to-day basis. So let's say like I'm just telling an AI agent that let's say like book a cab to the airport, and so that I can reach the airport by 5 p.m. and remind me before 15 minutes. So this is what I'm just telling my AI agent. It's just a day-to-day basis activity, right? Everybody would know that. So what are the behind the scenes, what is going to happen is like, so as you can see, so behind the scene, it will be like first it would like understand the goal first. So what is the user intent? So what I told was like just book a cab and to the airport. So it will just take that the destination is airport, and the deadline is like 5 p.m. As I told, like I should be there by 5 p.m. So it will just understand the deadline is 5 p.m. And again, I told that remind me before 15 minutes. So it'll just keep the reminder requirement as 15 minutes before, and the transportation type is cab. So first it'll just like understand like each and every word of your like the input, and it'll just like understand it basically, and then it'll just like plan accordingly. So now what it'll do is like it'll just like execute the plan before even like going to the booking step. It'll just execute the plan. So it'll just like estimated travel duration. It just knows my current location, and it'll just so now it just knows the destination as well. So it'll just like estimate the travel distance between the source and the destination, and then it'll just check for the traffic conditions, and now it'll just figure out the ideal time pickup time. So since I have to be there by 5 p.m., so it'll just like estimate the travel duration, and it'll just pickup should be done by 3:45 p.m. So it'll just figure out that. So this is planning. Before even like moving on to the next step, it is like planning. And then coming back to the third step, so now it'll just like interact with external tools basically. So let's say like it has to check Google Maps for what are the traffics or what are the best route possible, and then it'll just compare whatever the like the what is this, the applications available, the apps available. So example, Ola, Uber, or Grab, whatever, it'll just like check for all the apps available, and it will also compare the fare basically. It'll just like pick up the best fare for us. So let's say like in some other it just is 500 bucks, in another app it's just like 300 bucks. It'll just pick up the 300 bucks app for us. So it'll just like compare the fare as well and pick up the best solution for us. So then comes action execution. So once that is done, once the best option or once the best app is identified, it'll just go ahead and book the cab. And once that is done, it'll just come back to the next step. Since we have just given a notification and reminder, so it'll just remind me before 15 minutes, and it'll just give me a reminder with all the cab details and the driver and phone, all these things. So it's just being like very, it is not a normal chatbot or something like that. So in a normal chatbot, we could just ask questions and it'll just answer based on the fed data or based on the data I've just trained. So it's not something like that. So your AI agents are something beyond your normal chatbot. So I've just like come up with the normal, like day-to-day basis usage. So these are like AI agents. So now I think this slide would make more sense to you. So these are like AI agents. So they can just do it. They'll just take, they'll like They just reason it, they just plan it, and they can just do everything automatically without the human intervention. So that is the main thing. uh, so again, the same thing, how it works. So it is more kind of a loop. So it will just do all these, and it will just check whether the final goal is met or not at the end of the day. If it is not met, it'll just like loop back again for all these steps. It'll be just like keep on looping until the, like until the what is the work is being done. So that is what it is. We really have to know the difference between what it is. Not a normal chatbot. So that is, we have to know the difference. It is not a normal chatbot. So that's what an AI agent is. And
Maybe just to add in here, right?
yeah.
Whenever we see the discussions going on agentic side, agent side, so see, we already, even before this chat GPT generation, there was a lot of AI was being done. There was traditional AI. We were able to predict a lot of things. There were ML models and everything. But now what has changed is, as Ganga explained, earlier we have the intelligence, but now it is able to reason through it. So you can define certain tasks, and through that task it is able to reason, and after that it can act also. And then if the goal is not met, it can go back to the loop again. So these things really matter, and there are a lot more use cases coming on because of this. So the only differentiation between what kind of intelligence we have before and what now it is more around reasoning, acting, and able to evaluate itself again and again. So just to add a context there.
That's right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sumit. Yeah. So these are like some solid evidences that how the, with the involvement of AI agents, how the productivity has improved a lot in all the aspects. So let's say like the task completion, error reduction, cost per task, and then the timely completeness, employee efficiency in all the aspects. So not only like just like it's just like doing it faster, or and just like cost wise, in all the aspects, the productivity has been like like the productivity impact is huge in the tech world. So these are like some solid evidences for that. And now coming back to agent bricks, so now we'll be able to compare, now we'll be able to connect AI agents and agent bricks in an easier way. So we know like what are AI agents. So now AgentBricks, so now it is a automated platform just provided by Databricks for building these AI agents in a very easier way. Because we know that AI agents are good, and it is like trying to do all the possible tasks, everything is fine, but building these agents are really not an easy task. So AgentBricks has like made it a very, Databricks basically has made it very easier for that with the help of AgentBricks. It's more kind of a low code framework. You really don't want much of coding, so you can just build your AI agents pretty easily. So on top of your data. So it was launched basically in June 2025 in the Data and AI Summit happened in San Francisco, and it is moved out of the testing stage, and it is like general availability now, and more than 15,000 happy customers now. So these are like just some stats, but I just like really want now we just can connect what are the connection between agent bricks and AI agents. So so coming back to that, so problem statement. So as I just told before a few minutes, like building your AI agent is really hard. So I'd just like to talk about like what are the difficulties that are, just I would just like to brief about this slide. So your data, first thing first, so everything is like data based. So data is not residing in one clean place. Your data will be like residing in multiple places. Let's say like your data will be in the form of structured format in the SQL tables, or it will be in PDFs or any APIs or log files. So data will be like it's just like scattered in different places. So it is not in one clean place. So that is one thing. And then again, as I said, it'll be in both structured and unstructured format, like PDFs, log files, or it'll be in many structured and unstructured format. So bringing all these data into one place is a really hard task. So poor retrieval of data will lead to a poor AI agent, because so if just in case if an AI agent is not able to retrieve the proper data, so it'll just try to hallucinate. So hallucinate is like one of the common problem when it comes to LLMs. So hallucination is that it will not have the proper data. So what it will do is like it will also not be able to give the output as like I'm not having proper data. It will also not do that. What it'll do is like it will just like try to imagine on its own. It'll just try to it'll just try to create its own scenario, create its own data, and just give some irrelevant output. So that is like irrelevant. So poor data retrieval will lead to this poor AI agent. So that is one thing. And again, one is like the data governance, which we just talked about last Tuesday. So data governance is like again one of the important, again like very what is a very important key when it comes to data. So that is one thing. Data governance is, and data ad governance and access is very hard to maintain. That was one thing. And again, coming to this too many knobs, the prompts thing, the prompt engineering. So prompt engineering is like we really have to like keep on like, since the data we have like multiple workflows now, we have to fetch the data from multiple places, multiple workflows. The prompt engineering becomes really difficult, so we have to like keep on fine tuning the prompt instead of like actually solving the problem. Actually we'll be having like multiple problems to solve. Instead of that, we'll be like keep on fine tuning the prompt and all. So we have like these many struggles. I've just like I've just mentioned only few, but we have like these many struggles for building your enterprise AI agent. So production grade AI agents, not a simple AI agent or something. Some production grade AI agents, we just have like these many problems beneath. So that is where Databricks comes handy for us. So that is where, like Databricks gives a solution which is like AgentBricks. So again, AgentBricks, it's just a platform where you can just build your AI agents very easily. So it is just this thing: declare your task in the form of prompts. You can just give various prompts, and then you can just basically connect your data, and AgentBricks will handle the rest. The remaining is automated. So now in this part, the third part is not really easy. There are like multiple tasks going on underneath. So let's say like we just have to data generate the data, LLM selection. Basically, you just have to choose the right LLM model, and then we have to deploy it. So everything is being like all automated. So this is where like Databricks comes handy, AgentBricks comes handy for us. So in this drive, I've just like this is like more of a technical part. Like what are the use cases that are being like solved by AgentBricks these days? So basically this whenever you just have like any like what to say, any for any documents or anything. So the question and answers as being like the it will just like analyze your documents very 3 times faster than your normal like normal AI. It'll just like analyze it 3 times faster. As I said, no hallucination, no nothing. So it'll be like the prompt data will be like prompt, so you really don't have to like hallucinate things. And then coming back to this document intelligence and extraction. So going forward, I will just show you one example of, we have in the AgentBricks itself, we have one thing called as a document parser. So it will be like so manual processing time. So it just reduces the manual processing time. You really it'll, if you just feed the document as input, it will just give the document in a very what to say, in a very order. It'll just like categorize it'll just like extract the key points from the document, and it'll just like do it, give the output in a very ordered way. So that is like document intelligence. And customer agent support. So this is like one of the chatbots, like customer agents, like so we will not be having like multiple agents behind this. So we can just have one single agent where it can just like talk to multiple agents and give us the output seamlessly. So that is like we'll be just seeing a demo today like very similar to this. So where we can just have one single agent, and that will be like coordinating with multiple agents behind the scene, and then it will just give the output seamlessly. So these are like some of the high value use cases that are like blocked today, and then AgentBricks is like giving a beautiful solution for that. And yeah, so this is a feature deep dive. So just like these are the kinds of agents that are available. So I would just not go like to go through this here. I would just go to my workspace and explain each of this in detail, so that it'll be a little bit more interactive as well. So this is the Databricks workspace. So now if I just come here, this is the agents tab under AI and ML tab. So if we just go here, so these are the kinds of agents that are available for me today. So I would just like to explain it one by one. So first coming to this. So information extraction. So information extraction in the sense like when we're just like trying to, let's say, like feed a document, it is like totally unstructured. So it's completely messy. What it will do is like it will just like pull up the important specific points, important fields, pull the key features. So you can just keep it as like how like a human sitting and reading the document and pulling out the important points, like taking out only the important points. It is something like that, but just imagine that it is like done in seconds. So how easy it would be like. So if we just keep on doing it, it'll be like it takes hours for us to pull some key points from that. So that is like in information extraction. So now document parsing. So now document parsing is something like, let's say like again, I just have one unstructured document, and what it will do is like it will just like give me a very structured document. So it will just like pull out all the important points, including text and tables. It will just like, let's say like I'm just having an invoice, let's say. So the invoice is totally messy. So what it will do is like it will just make the invoice itself into a very beautiful format. Let's say like it just categorize into invoice number or GST number, whatever, and it'll just like these are the invoice details, and it'll just like categorize it, and it'll just make that into a very structured format, so that it is like more, it'll just the readability becomes more. And then coming back to text classification. So now let's say like we're just having a huge paragraph and just like giving that as input to your agent, and what it does like it will just classify it accordingly. So now let's say I just have one the written policies, let's say the written policy, I had just have written policy document. So now the written types, so let's say like the refund, I just want a refund is one of the statement is talking about, then it will just classify that as refund issue. Then it's like I'm unable to log in, then it will just classify that as technical issue. So it'll just classify it. Okay, I can just think of like one of the classic examples, like let's say like I just have multiple mails. So it'll just like classify your mail into junk or spam or inbox or any sales presentation, or any mail that contains the word as sales. It'll just like put it into a separate folder called sales content, something like that. So it's just like basically categorize or classify your like your text, huge text, into different folders. So this is what like these three agents. And apart from that, we just have these three we just talked about. We just have knowledge assistant agent and genie space. So the knowledge assistant agent is something, again, we have to feed some document as input to your knowledge assistant agent. It can be any docs. So currently the supported formats or PDFs, documents, and I think even we do have images as well. But yes, so whatever the documents you're just like trying to feed, and it will turn into more kind of a chatbot. Your knowledge assistant agent will turn more into kind of a chatbot, and we'll be able to ask questions to your chatbot, and it'll be able to answer it seamlessly. So it'll, whatever the questions it might be, so it'll be able to answer it very seamlessly. I will showcase a demo in short time, a separate demo for this in what our knowledge assistant agent, how we can use it in a very short time. Starting the demo, after starting the demo, I will just separately show how a knowledge assistant agent works. And then coming back to genie space. So genie space is something like, let's say like you who just have your structured table underneath your SQL tables, and you're just having data inside that. And if you just create your genie space on top of your data, you'll be able to ask, again, this becomes more kind of a chatbot, and you'll be able to ask questions in a very layman terms. You really don't have to be like much technical to ask questions, or much technical to talk to your chatbot. In very raw format or in very layman terms, you can just talk to your genie space, and you'll be just able to give the answers very seamlessly. I will showcase this as well, genie space as well, separately while just like starting the demo. These two I'll just first showcase, and then I'll just go start with the actual demo. And then we just have supervisor agent. So supervisor agent is something like, this is like one, you can just also call this like a multi agent. So this is like one agent where you can just like plug in multiple agents to this, and then it'll be just like, so this can like coordinate with multiple agents very seamlessly and give the output. So it's just basically a multi-agent. We can plug in as many agents as of now. We can just like include 20 different agents under supervisor agent. So it'll be just able to coordinate with all those agents, and it'll be just able to give the output. So that is the thing. And one more thing is like, we can just create our own agent as well. So let's say like if our use case doesn't fit into any of these agents, so we can just build our own agent as well. So we can just write your own code, and we can just that is not really much of a work as well. So you can just simply create your own agent here, and it's just in few clicks you'll be able to create your own agent. And then we can just write the code in basically simple Python file. You can just write your code and you can just give a prompt. That's it. It's just like few functions and one prompt. That's it. One precise prompt, and you'll be able to create your own agent in few single clicks. So that is also very easier way. And yeah, so these are the agents that are available as of now. So sorry. So that is what this slide talks about. So I just covered like every agent in detail. And yeah, so I'll just come back to this later. Yeah. So this is this demo part. So this is like a simple architecture for today's demo. So what are the agents that are that are having that we are going to see in today's demo? So our demo today is like I'll just give an idea. I'll just give an overview before even starting the demo. So we are having one supervisor agent, which is order supervisor. As I said just before, sometimes supervisor agent is something where you can just like plug in multiple agents. It has a capability to talk to different agents. You can just plug in multiple agents, and this will be able to talk to multiple agents. So now we just have 5 different agents under supervisor agent. So one is like customer order management, so which is a Genie space. As I told before a few minutes, like it's a Genie space is like built on top of your structured data, and you'll be able to ask questions in very layman terms about your data, and we'll just get precise answer about that. So we just have customers. So this table basically will be having like data about your orders, various orders placed by multiple customers. So that's what this talks about. And then order policies. This is like one of the knowledge assistant agent. So as I said before, sometime knowledge assistant agent is like where you just like feed some docs as input, and we can just turn that into a chatbot, and it'll be able to like answer your questions. So this has like order policies or something, like it just has written policies details of whether I'll be able to return a product or not. So it has like all the policies about that, and I'll be able to talk to it like a chatbot, and we'll be able to answer it based on the documents fed to it as input. And we just have customer preference analysis. So let's say like I just have this is a customer order management. We just have multiple customers, right? So this each and every customer will have like a preferred category of shopping. So let's say like I just love to shop more on bags. Another person will love to shop more on perfume, something like that. So it just analyzes that preferences. And this is like this is product recommendation. So based on your preferences, your supervisor agent will recommend products for you. So now let's say like I'm just about to return a product. Okay, so let's say can I return an order? So it falls under order policy, and it is telling like yes, you can go ahead and return your order. But again, it is smart enough for us to continue the shopping. So it is smart enough, like it's just giving product recommendations, so that because we'll continue shopping. So obviously we are going to return one, but it is like it is not letting it go. So it is like giving more recommendations, so that we'll be just like keep on purchasing. So that is one thing. And then product guidance is like, so based on the recommendations, it will also like pull up multiple, oh, these are the offers that are available, and you can just go ahead and like like purchase all these products. This is the architecture for today's demo. I will just go back to the UI. So this is the supervisor agent I told. This is a supervisor agent, and yeah, as I told, like we will be able to plug in multiple agents, right? So as of now, as whichever the things I just mentioned, 5 agents are being like plugged in here, and you can just select up to 20 different agents as of now. Okay. So before even starting with this, I will just explain how a Genie space works, and I'll just showcase how a Genie space works and how a knowledge assistant works separately. And then I'll just move on to the order supervisor demo. So this is like customer order management. Okay. I'll just like open this in a separate tab. So this becomes a chatbot now. Now I can ask questions to my chatbot, and it will be able to answer it. Underneath, I have just one table. It has data, as I said, orders placed by multiple customers. That's it. Nothing much. So I'll just tell maybe you really don't have to be like fancy about your prompts. So that is like one superb thing. You don't have to be like, you don't have to go for prompt engineering and read it and just come and give you a prompt. You can just ask in very layman terms, very raw terms, and be just able to get the output. So let's say like orders placed by, I've just for simplicity, I'm just giving my own name. I'm just giving in very simple terms, order placed by Ganga. So now if I just ask that, it'll be able to fetch data from the table. Let's just wait for a few minutes. Okay. So as you can see, customer Ganga's like the customer ID is 101 and she has placed 3 orders, and these are the details of the order. So it's order ID and order date, the customer ID, and my category, in which category I've placed the order and what are the order status. So basically these is the table, but the ideology of Genius Space is that, as I can see, like you really don't have to be like fancy about your prompts. Just in layman terms, just in simple terms, ask your chatbot and it'll be just able to answer you. So this is how Genie Space works. More of a chatbot built on top of structured data. Okay. And I will just showcase one knowledge assistant agent. So this is like KA agent. Again, this also becomes a chatbot. Right, yes. Where you can like here I fed some input documents. Some input documents is just have fetch some PDFs here. So it will be able to fetch data from the PDF and give us the answer. So let's say like what is a written policy for closed order. I'm asking in a very simple term, very simple English, very plain English, nothing fancy. So I'm asking what is the written policy for closed order. So based on this like based on the data that I fed, it will be just able to give the answer. So I have like documents for this fed, and it is just giving some information on based on the document. So what I'm just trying to tell is that we can just it is like more kind of chatbot now. You'll be just able to easily fetch data from your documents. So I'm just like again using the same two kinds. One is Genie Space and Knowledge Assistant Agent. So now let us like take a look at the demo that we just have for my orders table. So I'll just open that. Yeah. So I'll just ask the same question first. What are the orders for Ganga? I'm just asking that, and then I will just it'll just like first fetch the ordered been like orders placed by the particular customer. Yeah. So it's the same output which I showed you earlier here. So this is the same output. So it is just like giving the output here, and then so it just gave the output. So these are the orders placed by this customer. So now I'm just going to ask. I would feel like I have to return one order here. So I'm just telling here, can I return order one? So I'm just asking, can I return order one? So now since I have order policies document, right, I'll just go through the order policies document. So which is like this chatbot. So order policies. So you just have basic documents there. It'll just go through the documents and it'll just like based on our output. So based on my output, my output is like whatever the order status for, it'll just like basically take all the details of this order, basically the order ID one. It'll just fetch all those details and it'll just pass that as input to the next agent, the order policies, and now based on that we'll be getting the output from order policy. So since the order is closed, which means a requirement, so there are like certain, so my there are certain requirements that are mentioned in the document. So I could just show you the document as well. Here it just shows you the document as well, as you can see here. So it just like comes with the documents link as well, so you'll be able to see the documents as well, like what are the documents or based on which document it is like fetching this data. So this is like my written policy document. So the order status must be closed and it must be 15 days from the date of closure. So these are like the kind of like policies. And now yes, my order status is closed obviously, and then obviously I'll be able to return the order. Yes, you're eligible for return. So obviously I'm going to return the order. And now since it is like, since I'm planning, since it is telling that since you're planning to return the order, it is like, it is not letting us go now. So it is like making us to like continue the shopping in their own like it is, yeah. So it is like giving us more recommendations to like continue purchasing. So, my preferred category was, as you can see, my preferred category was perfumes from the order ID one. So now what it is like trying to capture it. It caught the data from there. It captured the data from there, and it is like giving me some recommendations that I like. So it is like giving me recommendations on both the ends, some high end perfumes and some low end perfume, but some budget friendly perfumes as well. So it is like giving recommendations, and then it is just like giving. So basically it's just giving in an format, so some high end perfumes and some budget friendly perfumes, and then some personalized offers for me. So premium, so second, these are the offers available, so you can just like grab any of these offers, some discount, some personalized offers are these are there, and then you can just go ahead and like purchase these perfumes since these offers are available. So it's not like it is like keep on, it's just smart, right? So since we are it just knows that we are about to return an order, so it is just like keep on giving some recommendations, and it's just like pulling up some offers as well, so that we might like continue shopping. So that is what this like the supervisor agent is, the overall thing. And yeah, so just sorry, I'll just come back to the slide. Yeah, so this is the thing. Okay, so that's what the demo part is. I think I've like covered everything. So that, and I'll just come back to the final slide. So the key differentiating features. So the key differentiating features between your like the AI agent and the other like the normal AI. So the auto evaluation, as I said now. So auto evaluation is something like which just happened like even before some time. It is like since we are just like trying to return an order, it is auto evaluating. It is just like trying to fetch my own preferences, and it is just like giving, even recommending some good products on top of that, and it is also like curating some personalized offers for us on top of that. So that is like auto evaluation. And again, auto optimization. So let's say like it is just like the loop happening again, so that is like auto optimization. In the previous slide we just saw that it is like a more kind of loop. It will be like once that is not like once the loop is not like satisfied, whether the goal is met or not, it will be just like keep on running until the goal is being like met. So that is what is like auto optimization. It just like picks the picks up the right model, fine tunes in it, and keep on like yeah, so keep on like keep on running the loop until the like the task is being like completed. So why it matters? Because like it just removes the manual trial and error, like the time in the period of time the task is being like completed is like pretty less. And yeah. So I think like this is something relevant to this thing. So these are things that are related to AI agents. Yeah. And yeah, I think like that's it. Like, and one more point that I just like to add here is that like as I mentioned in the first part, it's like a more kind of a low code framework. This just like hardly took me very minimum time. It just like hardly took me like 1 hour to build this agent. So you can just like build your own agent in a very short period of time, and this doesn't need coding as well. Like even like people who don't know coding also, they can also do it. It's much kind of a low code framework, and AgentBricks has like made it pretty easier for us. Yeah, yeah, I think that's all for this thing, and I think I've like covered all the slides. Yeah, I would just like to take questions. If anyone have any questions, I just like to take the questions.
So, and you can try your hands on as well, right? Databricks provide pre-trial version, which is, I think, which is you can use for 15 days or so. So in those 15 days, Building these kind of agentic workflows and building these kind of things will not take much time. If you need some support, we can share with you that how we build this one. Like this one on the screen, you see we need just one supervisor agent, and then there are few agents that are working or doing one task at a time. So this is going to be the workflow, or this is going to be the architecture most of the time, but it grows complex, right? Depending on the use case. So these are things. Thank you. Good evening, and thanks a lot for joining.